This time, let's learn about integers on a number line. Actually, you see number lines in our daily lives. Usually see them in thermometers or measuring cups. So here are two examples of number lines. But there are things that you need to remember in a number line. So first, always remember that positive numbers are to the right of 0. So in our number line here, always remember going to the right would be positive numbers. While on the left side of 0, those are negative numbers. So it's here. Lastly, spacing can vary. We call this one as scale. So for example, if we look at our first number line, you will notice that from 0, you just have to add 1. So it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means that our scale here is 1. While on our second number line, it's not the same as the first number line because it's 0, 5, 10, and so on. But you will notice that from 0, we just add 5 to get a 5 and add another 5 to get 10, and then 15, 20, and 25. That means that the scale is 5. Now, let's try to find the missing number in this number line. So, as you can see, there's a missing number here between -5 and -3. So the first thing that to do is always to identify first the scale of the number line. So it's 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 3 to 4, in which you just have to add 1 every time. So that means from 0, it's 0 to -1, -2, -3. This must be -4. Let's have example number 2. So here, identify first the scaling. So from 0, we just add 5, and so on. So if this is 5, this must be 10. And if we continue, 15, 15 plus 5, then this would be 20. So we will go to the left now. 0, -5, -10, -15. So this must be -20. You can think it also as -5 and 5 as opposite, -10 and 10 as opposite, -15 and 15 as opposite, and finally, the last one would be -20 and 20 as opposite. Okay, let's have a little bit complicated or challenging question this time. So there are two numbers missing here. So first, identify the scale. So we have here a number which is missing in between -40 and -30. Since you don't know how to subtract integers yet, so think of it as a distance. So from 30 to 40, if we subtract 40 and 30, that must be 10. Since there are two spaces in here, that means that the 10 will be equally divided with a 2. So that must be a 5. So the distance from negative 30 to negative 40 is 10, but since there are two spaces in here, we divided it with 2, that's why you got a 5. So from negative 30, this one must be negative 35. And then negative 40, and then negative 45. Okay, let's have example number 4. So, same process, you need to find first the scale. So if you will focus here in 2 going to 4, we just added a 2. So the scale is 2. So that means 4 going here, you add a 2, you got a 6. Okay, and then if we go here in our negative numbers, negative 2, this must be negative 4. And then there can be two process here to get the third missing number. You can think of it as 2 going to the left, so it decreases. So 2 minus 2, this must be 0. Or you can think of it as negative 2 and 2, which are opposite numbers, and between them, that would be 0.